Yeah, quite natural experience. I like to cook. Then doesn't mean that I'm so good chef. I do. I think it's one of the things I like to do the most if I have free time. I go home, or if I go to a friend's house, I can enjoy helping. That means that you like. No, because when you help, they always make you do the boring things, no?
Sí.
But I like the time that you spend in the kitchen. I like. I've never worked in a kitchen. When I worked when I was in a little bit when I was in the studio of Pirlisoni, very young before opening my studio, and then happened to me to think about kitchens as an architect for my clients, or doing the hotels and doing the restaurants for the hotels and things like this. But with an industrial, doing a kitchen, I had a few times they asked me to do, and I thought it was not the right point of view. I was not really interested. I think the kitchen is becoming a bit monumental, and I think the aim of the project I've done already with Pierre and Buffet, and I think there was not an evolution. And then Scholtes, they asked us to do this kind of concept for doing showroom and spaces for doing lessons of how to cook, and for doing convivial spaces around the kitchen, just to make understand that what the quality of the items of the appliances they are proposing. And it's been interesting because we were doing something that has nothing to do with the kitchen. Then we were taking the module of a normal appliance, an oven, and then we did the 60 by 60 by 60. We created those Lego pieces, and we began to do without thinking about we can arrive to Moscow or Paris or somewhere else, and we are not going to be aware about what we find, how it's going to be the ceiling or the walls. We are going to apply those modules and do a kind of little architecture. Mm-hmm. Even the materials we're using for this little architecture, where we put the steel, of those appliances and the glass. I need in some way to mix it with copper. That was the material, which is I think from the memory from the old kitchen. Mm-hmm. And then we can use wood, we can use glass, we are going to change on this. But the concept of the architectural disposal of those Lego pieces we're going to keep it. And then the space for convivial meetings, we're going to be working with the chef. It's going to be always connected with telecamera, with the camera, with the other places. And they're going to be interconnected always with even possibly with a program with home for the clients. And it's going to be always a place with a big filter in the ceiling, and a big wall of copper, and a big table in the middle made with many little pieces that you can divide and create a kind of straw, and then put them together to a big table. Well, it's going to be a very multifunctional place.